ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I need more time. I'm low on essence. I need more time.
Hi everyone, this is my updated Necromancer minion build featuring our Golem. I want to discuss the mechanics, aspects, stats, and the early gearing and the end game of this build. So first thing, so we're using the Golem as our main damage dealer here. And we're using Soul Rift, giving us survivability and giving us essence and multiplier damage. Besides that, it gives us a barrier. This gives us 2 essence for every 0.25 seconds. This means that we are getting 8 essence per second. We need essence in order to sustain the Great Feast aspect. So we're only using the raised skeleton in order to give out to empower our minions to get the multiplier damage, and this also procs the blood getters aspect to empower us as well, so that that damage will also be transferred to our minions. And we're using corpse tendrils on pulling our enemies, plus it gives also an additional vulnerability. The idea of this build is to sustain the Soul Rift as much as possible in order to give us that the barrier and that multiplier damage. We're casting Blight in order to give our minions while they are standing on the blighted ground. So when we pull our enemies with corpse tendrils, so we can cast the Blight, and as our skeleton warriors, especially our Golem, as they stand inside the pool of blight, they will gain an additional 20% multiplier. And we're not manually casting the Crapify. This is being auto-casted by the help of the Curse Aura on our boots. For the aspect, let me bring down the Harlequin Crest first. If you don't have the Harlequin Crest, you can still use a Ancestral or Legendary Helm, as long as you need to find a cooldown, or you can roll for a cooldown. And then you can use the Hardened Bones aspect for survivability. We're using the Blood Getters, and then I rolled for a Golem Mastery here, then Frenzied Dead, Occult Dominion, and Curse Aura. If you don't have the Ring of Mendeln, you can make this setup probably during Torment 1, 2, or you can still use it on Torment 3. And then you can put the Fel Gluttony in order to give your Golem an additional damage when you cast his skill. Great Feast for an additional multiplier, but be careful on using this, as it will drain your essence per second by the number of minions that you have. So if you have the Occult Dominion, that is, you will now have 11 skeletons plus your Golem, so that's 12. Then you have a 12 essence drain when you equip the Great Feast. But you have a basic essence generation of 3 essence per second. So if you're struggling with essence generation, you can also find a boots and roll for an essence per second. You can also roll it here and on your chest, so that you can sustain the 12 essence drain from the Great Feast. And then I put reanimation here for an additional multiplier damage. So for the stats, just find an intelligence and life, and then cooldown here, and then same thing, intelligence and life, and then you can also find Golem mastery. But on the gloves, it's better to find the attack speed, critical strike chance, and life. Or if you're struggling with intelligence because you need intelligence of 1600 in order to activate the bonuses on the hulking monstrosity. The idea of this build is to increase the damage of our golem, and then we are increasing our critical strike chance in order for our minions to deal an additional critical strike damage. So you can add emerald here. So if you already have the Ring of Mendeln, this is now the final setup. So you can now use the grasping veins here, and then you have to drop the Fel Gluttony. So right now I only got the Harlequin crest, but for the helm, I believe the best mythic unique here is the Air of Perdition, which gives a 60% damage multiplier. And then to further increase our critical strike damage, you can also replace grasping veins with the Grandfather. Now you can replace the grasping veins to the Frenzied Dead. So for the tempering affix, so we have the armor, soul rift duration, armor, tendrils, soul rift duration and golem damage, soul rift duration and armor, movement speed and tendrils. So for the gears, for the defensive gears, I just use 3 soul rift and 2 corpse tendrils. And then for the weapon, chance for golem to hit twice and then golem damage. And then for the jewelry, ultimate cooldown and some ultimate cooldown and golem damage. And then if you don't have the Ring of Mendeln, still ultimate cooldown and golem damage. So let's discuss now the Paragon board. On my starting board, I use the Corporeal, and then the next board is Cult Leader, and then Dead Racer, and then Hulking Monstrosity, Amplify to amplify those to give a multiplier increase on the golem damage and the summoning damage here. And then the fourth board is the Flesh Eater with the essence here, and then Frailty, and then I place Golem here. And for the Book of the Dead, same thing. So we're using our Reapers to give us some corpse. We're using the second skill of the Reapers. And then our Skeletal Mages, same thing. We're using the Shadow to give us an additional increased damage, which will be transferred to all of our minions also. And then we are using the Blood Golem's second skill. And then for the Mercenary, I'm using Rahir for the additional armor and the increased damage when he used his provoke skill. And I'm just using Variana for the Bloodthirst for an additional attack speed. In order to proc the Ring of Mendeln explosion, is we need to have our minions to deal at least 100% attack speed. That is because of our cult leaderboard. It gives our minions a 40% increased damage for every 20% of attack, capping at 100% attack speed. Therefore, if you have a 100% minion attack speed, then you will have a 100% uptime of that cult leader multiplier damage. How does the minion attack speed work? So we have our own attack speed. Minions are also inheriting our attack speed bonus. So now you can see here we are at 34, and then you add 29. So that is 63 or 64% attack speed. So we're still missing 36 attack speed. Now, if we take a look on our skill tree, we have this Kalans Edict that our minions gain 3% attack speed for every minion active. Therefore, we have 12 minions active, 3 times 12, so we have 36% additional attack speed. So I'm just having the Frenzied Dead here so to give our minions a further increase in attack speed. The updated build is linked on the description box below. You can also catch me live on Twitch. I hope you find this build helpful, and if you have any question, you can drop your questions on the comments down below. Thank you very much and have a good one. Bye!